Uncle Joe has had a crazy Labor Day weekend, okay, on Thursday to kick everything off before well, actually, no, to be fair, okay, he was down there to walk everything back on Friday, but no, he had his Battle for the Soul of the Nation speech where he basically took a dump on half of the population, and then he walked back his comments on Friday, okay, undercutting everything that he says, and everybody's like, no, we remember what you were saying. And then on Sunday, yesterday, he just decided to say, no, actually, I'm going to double down on my original comments. So this is really manifesting like battered spouse syndrome, okay? Joe Biden trashes MAGA agenda as extremism that threatens very foundations of our republic. Oh, he's updated it because everybody's pointing out, actually, the United States is a constitutional republic and not a democracy. So we'll see how long that line of rhetoric sticks around. President Joe Biden took to social media on Sunday. Some intern did it for him because, again, Joe, instead of typing out something on his phone, would just lick it or try to sniff it, especially if his lock screen is a little child, like we all kind of think it does, to trash what he called the MAGA agenda, dismissing it as those Republicans who follow it as a threat to the very fabric of America. He sneered on Twitter, the MAGA agenda represents an extremism that threatens the very foundations of our republic. It doesn't represent our Constitution. It doesn't believe in the rule of law, man. Come on. And it doesn't recognize the will of the people. Yeah, because 74 million people, none of their voices matter. It's only those 81 million people that definitely voted for Joe in the most secure election literally ever. It's so amazing, right? Because 2016, when Trump won, okay, against Hillary Clinton, he colluded with Russia and stole the election. But then within one singular presidential term, he ended up presiding over the most safe and secure election ever. Wow, Trump was just such a great president. He fixed all of the elections in one term. Man, that man, in retrospect, his first term is looking even more grand. But don't worry, okay? If it wasn't bad enough for one tweet that's out there, he had his cabal go out there and do all the Sunday news shows, like former mayor of Atlanta, okay? Somebody who presided over a huge crime spike and then was like, no, I'll just go ahead and leave now. I got a job working for the white man. Okay, Keisha Lance Bottoms, a Biden aide. Speaking of crime spikes in Atlanta, there's also a huge down low and STD spike going on there as well. That's weird. Has there been a case of monkeypox in the ATL? Interesting. MAGA Republican agenda has no place in our democracy. Oh, she didn't get the update. Oh, sorry to hear about that. That's some sexism that's out there. Biden's senior advisor, Keisha Lance Bottoms, said Sunday on ABC's This Week that the so-called MAGA Republican agenda has no place in our American democracy. They're so mad at Trump, I can't fucking believe it. And they're going to be so mad when he wins in 2024. Bottoms said, what MAGA agenda has been about. It has been about distorting the truth. It's been about misleading people. It's been about putting out information that inflames people. Can you point to any of it? Because I remember the MAGA agenda as people were employed, people were rich, the government was actually not enforcing anything tyrannical like a lot of places, like even where you were presiding over in Atlanta, trying to fight the lack of mask and vaccine mandates by instilling your own that are down there. And how well has that worked out in retrospect? Interesting. She continued, this MAGA Republican agenda, hate-fueled agenda. I don't see many Republicans going out there saying that this Biden Democrat agenda is out there killing people. It's all hate-fueled. Now, just kind of pointing to the terrible aesthetics of Biden's speech on Thursday, which still, it's like, how did that pass the smell test? But anyways, no, let's continue to shit on half the population that we saw incite violence in our nation's capital. What violence are you talking about? The riots that went on in your city? I don't know how many MAGA Republicans were down there for that specifically, but violence in our nation's capital. Oh, like the riots in Washington, D.C. that led to a church being burnt down and that the president had to go into lockdown for. Oh, okay, that type of violence. I understand. But again, MAGA Republicans, though? Oh, I don't remember that. Has no place in our democracy. We are not intentional in calling out our country. Everything that our country is built upon is in danger. Oh my God. Don't worry, she wasn't alone, because old Jamie Raskin, Trump's MAGA movement, has hallmarks of a fascist political party. Cool, you know, like those hallmarks of fascism where there's a government corporate collusion going on at the top. Heaven forbid there'd be any leaks that would come out there recently and prove that that was definitely happening. No, it's the other side who's not in power and who was in power and was constantly being attacked by the big corporations. Oh, okay, cool. How do you rationalize this, my guy? You still mad that you lost both of the impeachments, stupid? Oh well. Representative Jamie Raskin said Sunday on CBS's Face the Nation that former President Donald Trump's MAGA movement has the hallmarks, not all of them yet. He just wants to have his wiggle room that's out there, of a fascist political party. Partial transcripts as follows. Major Garrett. So, former President Trump says the MAGA Republicans are trying to save democracy. They want to be taken seriously on this issue. So, let's review what the former president said earlier this week. He said the 2020 election should be rerun. Oh my God, a private citizen wanting to have his grievances addressed? Wow, that's very fascistic, I understand. And that's totally not taken out of context at all. Or he should be reinstated in office. Wow, legally binding right there. And that if he is reelected in 2024, he would provide apologies and pardons to those charged and or convicted in the storming of the Capitol on January 6th. Evaluate that. You mean all of those people that were denied bail, had their constitutional rights violated, and then ended up being put in front of kangaroo courts? He wants to pardon them, the people who were treated like terrorists for going on a guided tour through the Capitol. Wow, imagine that. What a terrible human being. But he also said he would reinstate everybody who got fired thanks to not taking the jab in the armed services, because they're the ones who are actually doing things instead of, you know, going on talking head programs with a smile on their face, talking about how their oppositions are all fascists. Wow. Isn't that a part of Hitler's 25-point program of how to run a fascistic government? Demonize and lie about your opposition? I don't know, man. I haven't read up on all the hallmarks of fascism quite like Jamie Raskin. Well, first, if he's saying that the election should be rerun, which is something he's been asserting from the beginning. Cool, so he continues to say something that's not going to happen. All right, cool. So how's that a threat to anybody? That's just totally outside the Constitution. Well, yeah, because there's no, you know, precedent of any elections ever being redone before. No, don't take a look in the Carolinas during the 2018 election cycle. No, not at all. There's no procedure for the military just to seize the election machinery and run a new election. What are you talking about? Now you're just going over the top on this one, which is one of the things that was that disgraced former National Security Advisor Michael Flynn was pushing. Oh, somebody else. So you're attributing the statements of somebody else to that of President Trump? Wild. It's almost like you tried to do that in abject failure during your impeachment proceedings, but do continue. Go ahead and look. More than 60 courts rejected every claim. Actually, they just rejected them before taking a look at the facts, but you go ahead and gaslight everybody. That's fine. Of electoral fraud and corruption, which Donald Trump advanced. Okay. And by the way, the Trump campaign, how many of those lawsuits did they specifically file? Oh, that's not close to being 60 now, is it? Interesting. It was rejected in the states that he lost the election. Two of the hallmarks of the fascistic political party are one. Two of the... what? They don't accept the results of the election. They don't go their way. Oh, they don't go their way. And two, they embrace political violence. Yeah, how many more times do we need to run the clips of Maxine Waters, Nancy Pelosi, AOC, where they continue to say that we need to take to the streets, we need to accost anybody that you see in a restaurant or at gas stations, need to tell them that they're not welcome here, as opposed to the MAGA Republicans that are out there that have never called for violence? Like, what are the comparisons that we're making here? It looks like somebody's self-snitching. And I think that's why President Biden was right to sound the alarms this week. No, he walked back all of those statements, and then he reasserted them. Anyways, about these continuing attacks on our constitutional order by Donald Trump and his movement. That's former president and future president too, you fucking bitch. Because if you take a look at the results and the turnout, the absolute state of this rally that happened in Pennsylvania, just a few short days. I think this happened Saturday night or something like that. I gotta go back and watch it. I might by the time this gets published or whatever. But no. Trump, what was it? Oz got nice, polite collapse. Doug Mastriano, who has a ton of fucking charisma, tore down the house as well. But it was nothing quite like Trump. I can just play the sound on this one because I don't think there's copyrighted music because YouTube's being a super fucking cuck lately. They still haven't released, okay? When there was that that was from the Liz Cheney video. That fucking shit is about half a month old at this point. It still has not been released from fucking copyright hell. Unfucking believable. And I appealed that shit back in the day because that's retarded. I was playing a fucking meme. But anyways, this isn't about me. This is about the response that Trump got. And holy fuck, just as he's taking the stage, this is a full house, by the way. Thousands, tens of thousands of people at the Mohegan Sun Arena just waiting for him to hop on stage. And all there is just, take a look at the turnout on that one. $1 tickets for people to show up. It's like absolutely nothing, okay? Just for the amount that you have to put forward in order for the ticket holder, for the people who distribute that shit. But, oh my God. Just, it pales in comparison to the dozen of media people that turned out for Joe Biden's, the sitting president right now. He was elected by 81 living million people. All of them are alive. All of them voted Democrat. Nothing to see here at all. Just move along. But no, guys, you go ahead and you tell me with a straight face that this was the guy who lost the election. That's funny. But no, you have people like Raskin, Lance Bottoms, and even Joe Biden himself on Twitter saying that MAGA agenda represents an extremist that threatens the very foundations of our republic. Couple that with all of the shit that's on there, and all of these people continue to skate on all of their statements, blaming and othering giant swaths of the population. All of their statements continue to stay up. And then you have some people who are actually adhering to the policies put forward in Section 230 of the Communications Code, okay? Truly acting, not like a publisher, just simply acting within the confines with the protections that provided, and then they lose their hosting capabilities. Now, if you're an upstanding individual, you have no idea at all whatsoever what the Kiwi Farms is, okay? And you're a better person for it. I've personally never been on the site. It's kind of like the most autistic of the autistic end up going there and they do their shit. They dissect all of the weirdest people that are on the internet, okay? That's a little corner of shit that I don't really want to fucking delve into, okay? That's, where a whole bunch of Chris Chan shit happens, Ethan Ralph stuff, okay? All of that internet blood sports kind of crap and all of the fucking original lol cows on the internet. All of that shit goes down on the farms, okay? While I don't personally partake in that stuff, I have no problem with it being there, okay? But apparently their server hoster, Cloudflare, who earlier last week clarified their stance that no, we're just keeping this shit up, okay? There's nothing that they violated. And then it comes out late Saturday that they're kicking the farms off the platform. Now, why are they doing this? We got to tread lightly on this one, okay? Because it involves a very litigious trans activist, and that's the most protected class in the world right now. I was just going to simply say online, but no. They get licensed to do whatever you want, and you dare not criticize them. And they've also got another disability on top of that, being Canadian after all. That's why I want to leave this fucking place and disavow everything. Anywho, major cybersecurity software provider Cloudflare on September 3rd blocked messaging board Kiwi Farms, citing an unprecedented emergency and immediate threat to human life. Oh my God, some fucking activist just said, I'm getting death threats. Truly, if you've seen the user base on Kiwi Farms, most of them can't leave their basement because they've been in front of their computer screen so long they've developed an allergy to fresh air and the sun, so you wouldn't have to worry about anybody actually going down there and doing anything about it. But again, provide receipts on this one, but no, it's easier to just claim that you're under attack, okay? You could be like the Quartering and put out a video by saying that your channel's under attack. That could be fun. In a statement on the company's blog, Cloudflare co-founder and CEO Matthew Prince said that the visitors to any of the Kiwi Farm sites that use any of Cloudflare services will see a Cloudflare block page and a link to the post. Kiwi Farms may move their sites to another provider and in doing so come back online. But we have taken steps to block their content from being accessed through our infrastructure, he wrote. As of late Saturday, an error message appeared on the Kiwi Farms website saying blocked due to an imminent and emergency threat to human life. Oh my God. When was the last time the internet actually killed anybody? I'm just saying. Contents of the site is blocked from being accessed through Cloudflare's infrastructure. This is an extraordinary decision for us to make, and given Cloudflare's role as an internet infrastructure provider, a dangerous one that we are not comfortable with. Wow, just simply being a provider, okay? Being an internet provider means, due to the protections given to you and afforded to you by Section 230 of the United States Communications Act, you're not held liable for that shit, okay? Even if anything was to go down on that, you have those protections right there, the exact same ones that are there for Kiwi Farms. But no, you have to go out there and you have to be bullied or cry bullied by the trans activists that are out there. Okay, I see what's going on. However, the rhetoric on Kiwi Farms site and specific targeted threats have escalated over the last 48 hours. Have they really? To the point that we believe there is an unprecedented emergency and immediate threat to human life, unlike we have previously seen on the Kiwi Farms or any other customer before. Literally, the Kiwi Farms have been sued multiple times. So how is this all of a sudden something different? I don't get it. Prince said on Twitter that the threats had escalated in spite of proactively working with law enforcement. Okay, so they haven't broken the law or anything like that, but you think that this would be the best thing to do, finally get rid of this hate speech platform? Because now, I've seen some other things that they ruffled the feathers of Marjorie Taylor Greene, who's a... Let's just say that she's an unreliable ally who might be out to just enrich herself more than that of the country, but I don't have any concrete proof on that one outside of her being a pretty good stock trader. Let's go ahead and say that. Okay, the farms ended up raising her ire, and then you had the far left who were always just going to bitch and whine about people creating their own platforms and having them, and big tech platforms not deplatforming them because, oh yeah, what's their clarion cry about anybody who's on Twitter? Oh, if you don't like it, you can just go ahead and start your own platform. Did that over on Parler. No, take them down. And then you have Marjorie Taylor Greene calling for the platform to be taken down as well. And then you have, oh, take a look at that. Both sides come and agree on that one. And guess what? That means that your constitutional rights and any of your rights and privileges afforded to you by United States law, oh, they just immediately disappear because somebody's feelings got hurt. But no. Definitely 1000% true that there's a threat to human life. Okay. Kiwi Farms is an internet forum that has been known to be used by people to harass others. Yeah, it's the most degenerate shitposting site on the web, okay? If you know, you know, and if you don't, you're in a better place. It was originally set up as CWCki Farms in 2013 before its current name was adopted in 2014. A little bit of the... Oh, okay, cool. They got that on there. The CWC stands for the initials of a person who was first noticed in 2007 posting comic art on another internet forum, 4chan. That is... at the time, it was Christian Weston Chandler. Christian, by the way. They're talking about Sonichu, and that's, again, just do yourself a favor and don't know about any of that shit, because it gets awfully fucking degenerate, especially where it's at right now, and I think it involves a prison escape. It's fucking wild. It's way too much lore for me to ever want to take on. I got better shit to do with my life, but that's what the CWC stands for. It was pronounced at the time as CWCki Farms, and then it just changed into Kiwi Farms, okay? And they've also been under attack because, oh my god, this goes all the way back to the Christchurch shooting in New Zealand when Jacinda Ardern at the time, oh, you know her, you love her, and she's a fucking tyrant if I've ever seen one before in my life. But she was banning because that fucking sack of shit who shot up that church live streamed everything, and then it was archived, and the video was on Kiwi Farms as well, and because the New Zealand government decided that they wanted to get rid of it off the internet, Kiwi Farms wasn't going to comply. So that's when it popped up in popularity for a time. I think they were successful in keeping it up there as well. But now, all of a sudden, because, oh no, gun violence and murder, we're not going to really take too much of an issue with that because that doesn't completely go against the agenda right now. But now we've got trannies in the mix on this one. So, Clara Keffals Sorrentini, a Canadian Twitch streamer and political activist. Yeah, this is the bitch. This is the bitch right here who ended up getting Nick Rekieta a couple of strikes on his channel. 2 concurrent right now going on. directly responsible for the second one, for sure. Not entirely sure about the first one, or whatever, okay? But this thing was feeling harassed and attacked, okay, like it says here. In a Twitter post on August 18th, Sorrentini shared, "On August 5th, I left my home after I was swatted. I thought I would be safe at the hotel until I was doxxed. Things there escalated, and now I'm in hiding. I need everyone to share this as widely as possible." Okay, question. Okay, I'm in hiding. Share this as much as possible. How make that make sense? I am scared of what's going to come next. Okay, cool. None of that shit makes sense. But again. Late September 3rd, the campaign responded to the block saying it was happy with Cloudflare's decision. Of course, they got exactly what they wanted. Today, Cloudflare has dropped the notorious far-right hate forum, Kiwi Farms. They aren't really political, they're just kind of chaotic. Anyways, Kiwi Farms has been around for over a decade. Yeah, but you were the one. Now you can finally claim this victory, at least for a little while, until your medication wears off, and then you could just go ahead and attack other people. And do you think that all of these people are just going to fucking disappear? No, they're just going to go other places. So, I don't know, instead of just having one place where they're at where you can keep an eye on them, now you've just fragmented them towards the corners of the earth. It's like having a plague in a box, and then you just decided to kick open the box, and now there's no getting that shit back in. This is a historical moment where thousands of people have stood up and taken a stance against online harassment and hate. And like I said before, I don't have a vast knowledge about what goes on the farms, but these people who are calling for the deplatforming of this far-right hate forum probably know even less than I do. While we should celebrate today, this may not be the end of their community. See, it's never ever going to be enough. If we continue to stand together and fight back, we will see this till the end, campaign organizer said, adding, as long as websites like Kiwi Farms remain active, we'll keep fighting. Oh, you're so stunning and brave. Prince acknowledged that the pressure campaign had begun about 2 weeks ago, with the goal to deplatform Kiwi Farms. So the CEO of Cloudflare acknowledged that there was a pressure campaign to deplatform Kiwi Farms, so then you just capitulated? Weird. The same pressure campaign had also targeted Cloudflare and other providers that Kiwi Farm used, he noted, but Cloudflare is not taking this action directly because of the pressure campaign. Okay. So you know that there's a pressure campaign, and then all of a sudden you get these spurious allegations that there's a danger to human life, obviously escalating. Like, it's so fucking plain to see. Because again, if anybody was feeling threatened for their life, they'd go to law enforcement, not to a website hoster. Make that make sense. We are committed as a security provider to protecting our customers, even when they run deeply afoul of unpopular opinion or even our own morals. We continue to believe that the best way to relegate cyber attacks to the dustbin of history is to give everyone the tools to prevent them. However, as the pressure campaign escalated, so did the rhetoric on the Kiwi Farm site. Feeling attacked, users of the site became even more aggressive. Over the past 2 weeks, we have proactively reached out to law enforcement in multiple jurisdictions, highlighting what we believe are potential criminal acts and imminent threats to human life that were posted to the site. Cool, man. If you went to law enforcement on that and then they came back and it's like, no, there's nothing on here, what are you doing? Because again, if you would have found anything, it would have added a little bit more validity to your claims right here. Otherwise, now we're just kind of left wondering what's going to happen out there. Prince said that while Kiwi Farms was frequently been host to revolting content, that alone does not create an emergency situation that necessitates the actions we are taking today. Again, let me cite the Christchurch example. Okay, heinous actions, actual deaths being recorded. Didn't do anything about that, but because some activist in Canada, okay. Kiwi Farms owner Josh Null Moon said in a statement on Telegram late September 3rd that Cloudflare's decision to block the site was done without any discussion. Wow, imagine that. The guy who owns the farms not having any conversation. No, we know there's some bad things going on. What's that? Let's see if I can deal with them. No, we're just shutting you down. Oh, okay, cool. The message I've received is a vague suspension notice. The message from Matthew Prince is unclear. If there is any threat to life on the site, I have received no communication from any law enforcement. There it is. There it fucking is right there. So again, this is this thing. We can even go back to everything that Biden, Bottoms, Raskins, everything that they're fucking saying right there, trying to demonize some segment of the population, okay? And then when they just decide to create their own platforms like Kiwi Farms, like Parler, now like Rumble, which is amazing, right? Because this happened about right about the time that Andrew Tate was firing up an emergency meeting podcast, okay? 45,000 people I thought I seen were watching it at the time, which is, again, great fucking numbers. Not quite as prolific as the 140,000 people that were watching a couple weeks ago when he made the initial turn over to Rumble, but still pretty good. Rumble is undergoing nice spelling, a massive DDoS attack our teams are investigating. We can't even create our own platforms anymore. They just want us destitute and dead, if we're being completely honest. Why? Because we disagree with somebody on an issue. Cool. Demonize, relegate, and exterminate. That's what's going on right now. So what do you want to do about it? I, for one, I'm just going to continue to spread the information as best as possible. Let you decide. I'm not endorsing anybody that's going on here, nor am I making any claims myself. I'm just seeing injustice going on, and you can do with the information whatever the hell you wish. With all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.